Hello and welcome back to this edition of Daily Actives brought to you by Bootleg Macro. I am Dustin. This is the show where we look at the most active stocks on y'all of Yahoo Finance using free Google Finance data. Now you can see I am typing it in. The most active stocks today were NVIDIA, GSAT, BJT, Plug, SMCI. Looks like we got a few returning champions here. We're going to go ahead and look at the data. Now, as you can see, this is one of my major concerns that always exists with Google Finance data. You never know how good it's going to be. I'm gonna go ahead and clear this out. We're gonna get all the data. It's gonna populate through, and here we go, boys and girls. Now, if we look at what happened in NVIDIA today, it was what I'd consider to be a medium up day. We're only up 55% here, 55 basis points. Going to be more accurate. If we look at what the price has been doing over the past few days here, though, what I like about it is it's got the green background with the black lettering. In my system here, that means that it's in the regular standard distribution. If you look at the chart down here, it looks like we've hit a new high, especially during the month of October. We essentially were redlining higher. The price is now below the 5-day moving average and below the 23-day moving average, which is slightly a concern. But it does look like the volatility is starting to roll over. The price is going to rise most likely based on the correlation. And if we look at where the price is relative to its 20-30 moving average, we are well below it right now, boys and girls. Now, the concerning thing, if I was going to be honest, is that we've been negative on this 5-day rolling return for over a week now, over 6 full days. And now you can see that we are negative on the 15-day rolling return. I would need to see that 2 days in a row for me to be convinced. Like, I like to see it when you get two back to back. You see that's obviously bullish. You see how we had the change here when it was clearly bearish, went to bullish, and that was a great signal to buy. Now, if we look at the overall signals, you can see we've got a go short here. We don't have any other signals in the intermediate and longer term. We got some bearishness in the short term, intermediate term, and we are still bullish on the longer term. So I still believe, but it does look like we are seeing a little bit of a trend change here, potentially in NVIDIA. Now, if we're going to look at the falling bear, something that I find to be fascinating about this is that we were essentially redlining here in the month of October, as I had previously mentioned. Looks like we are getting back into a normal range. The concern that I'd say is that we're getting around that 49. We're below the 50% range. If you watch any of my videos before, this indicator generally wants to stay around that 50% marker. The reason why is because bullishness and bearishness are in a consistent war that exists inside of the market. This indicator really can't get above 60% and really can't go below 40%. Right now, it looks like we are around that 53 or 54%. That is something that I would see as a potential opportunity to buy if you think that this is going to be a long-term bullish pattern. Now, I believe that it is because I'm still long NVIDIA. Now, if we look at what we have here, we got the bear key three. We've got three of them as of tomorrow. We only have one of the bull key three. So we got a falling peak, coming falling bear. We do not have any convincing bullish signals, so I'm a little concerned there. Let's go ahead and look at what we have from the charts perspective. As I mentioned, you can see that NVIDIA was essentially attempting to break out. It got rejected around that 145 level. We do need to see it get back up into the 140s to be convincing here, so we're not thinking that's going to break down. If we look at this overall daily sentiment indicator here, again, this is the daily, not the quick one that we were looking at previously. This is at 55%. Now, the bullishness is back below the moving average, which is slightly a concern. But I do like to buy when you're seeing a little bit of a rebound, when you're seeing some mean reversion in that sense. Like, was there a better time to buy than August here when you think about it on August 6th, when it looks like we were at, what, 42%? If we go back and look at the raw data, I got to move this back. If we go back and look at the raw data on August 6th, now, again, this was what looked like a very bad time, right? Because you had the blue lettering with the white background. That means it was 3 standard deviations below its mean. When you have the blue background with the black lettering, that means it's 2 standard deviations below. But if we're really being honest, this is a great time to buy because you could have bought it at essentially 104, maybe 190, maybe 98, depending on when you wanted to do it. Now we're all the way up at 136, and that is considered to be a pullback. That's why I tell you that when you're looking at this indicator, it is really important to recognize that this is a mean reverting indicator. It can't really go above 60% like you see here on the 11th. It really can't go below 40% like you see here on the 6th of August. Now, if we start to look at the volume, the thing that I've said in some of my previous videos over the past few weeks here is that I like how the volume is shaping up inside of NVIDIA. The reason why I like it is because we are seeing bullish breakouts and we're seeing a reduction in volume while the price continues to go higher. That is a phenomenal look. Now, if we look at the volatility, this would be the concern. This is what we're really seeing as a result inside of the price. The volatility is rolling over. Now, volatility rolling over, it clearly reset here on the 1st of August, or the 1st of October, excuse me. That's when we saw redlining as you saw that the volatility was breaking out and the correlation was going positive. Now we see that the correlation is rolling over. You see that the price correlation is below that red line, which I think is the 15-day moving average, just kind of following. It's a simple moving average, just trying to track along. Now, if we look at what we're expecting, we have the correlation is falling. We have the volatility, which is falling. So that would mean if you have two negatives, that's going to make slightly a positive. And what that means is you're going to get a tighter range. The bottom's going to come up, the top is going to come down. The price is going to get to the middle, but the price is generally going to go sideways to up. So that is a very convincing signal when I'm looking at NVIDIA here. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you long? Are you short? Do you like it? Do you love it? And tell me what you think. But before you go, subscribe to the New High newsletter. We send you 25 stocks to your inbox every single Sunday. Stocks breaking out between $5 and $20. Stocks breaking out to 1-year highs. Stocks breaking out to all-time highs. It is a great list to get your trading week started. I'll talk to you soon.